Sit down, Mr. Gaurav.
Thank you, sir.
Now you can relax.
Yes, sir.
Why were you so tense in the interview?
So on some of the questions, actually, I thought, should I elaborate or just restrict? So probably that made me initially some.
हाँ, you बीच में ठीक हो जाते थे, कभी-कभी आप हो जाते थे. But then you need to get over that.
Yes.
Okay, because this was very discernible. One could see this happening.
Okay.
And that is not a very good sign.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, how did the interview go?
So I could have answered some of the questions better with respect to, sir, on news. If I had gone through them more in detail, I need to do that on another mocks. If I'm giving some, I'll definitely go through.
Akhbar ke you don't read it in depth.
No, sir. Actually, today in hurry. Actually, my interview was scheduled earlier, but then again
But how much time do you spend on newspapers?
So 1 to 2 hours minimum.
2 hours, काफी है. One economic newspaper also. Do you have an economic newspaper?
Sir, the Indian Express and the Hindu I prefer. So if I'll also start with.
एक छोड़ दो. एक economic times ले लो या mint ले लो.
Mint, okay.
Because economic news is also important.
Yes, sir.
कोई बजट के बारे में पूछे, CAD के बारे में पूछे, रुपये के बारे में कुछ पता तो होना चाहिए ना.
जी सर.
Indian Express, Hindu also have certain economic sections, but उनमें depth ज़्यादा होगी.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, I think what stands out from this interview is your nervousness.
Okay.
You were very nervous. You were tense, and therefore you were uncertain in giving answers. Your answers were uncertain, which means lacked conviction,
Okay.
lacked confidence, lacked clarity. अब ये Gaurav, these are very important personality traits.
Yes, sir.
Because if you cannot deliver an answer with conviction,
Yes.
with belief, then the board is not going to get impressed. You have to deliver with conviction.
Conviction.
Okay, ये बाकी जो nervousness है ना, ये छोड़ो उसको. Because how else will you impress the board?
Yes.
Only in the manner in which you give answers.
Answers.
And if your answers are, even though they are correct, but if you give them with low conviction, impact कम होगा.
Yes.
And even half answers with conviction, confidence, impact better होगा. Because personality तो जब ही आएगी ना बाहर.
जी सर.
So this is a personality test. You have to show that you have a good personality. You have a positive personality. You have a strong personality.
Yes.
यही तो आपने बताना है. This is all. The game is only about that.
Yes, sir.
To showcase your personality. Okay.
Yes, I'll work upon
note
it.
रखो.
जी,
Note that. But that is the most important takeaway from this interview. Now, I asked you about why did you leave your engineering job, and then you said you wanted to serve the people, this and that. And then I started asking you about governance.
Yes.
And I asked you, what does governance mean? देख लो. What does governance mean? Because public administration में तो है ना. Your definition of governance was a bit not very good. So लिख लो. Just write down what is the meaning of governance and what is the meaning of good governance. Okay? Because as a student of public administration, you can't be wanting
Yes.
in the definition of governance.
Yes.
Then I asked you, well, how would you control corruption, inefficiency, traffic, encroachments? These are all aspects of governance.
Yes.
Isn't it? And I know that you will have an answer to that, but you didn't come up with a very thoughtful, with a very forceful answer. ये भी इसमें भी कुछ लिख लो.
Okay.
Especially when you talk about corruption and inefficiency. Gaurav, you have to give a sense to the panel that you will be a strong leader. You will not tolerate corruption. You will not tolerate inefficiency. You appear to be defensive.
Okay.
ये मैं check करूँगा. I'll find out the reasons. When I'm telling you that there are 2 people corrupt in your office, क्या find out करोगे? I'm telling you they are corrupt, they are inefficient.
Okay.
You don't want to go into the reasons of corruption. Then you are diluting you must give a sense that corruption, inefficiency, I will not tolerate. I am going to be a no-nonsense leader. जभी तो impact होगा ना.
जी sir.
And on traffic, the law has to be very strictly enforced. Man, this is madness. There is no rule of law.
Yes.
कोई आगे आ जाएगा, कोई पीछे आ जाएगा. अभी तो cameras लग गए. But even then, it's madness. And
Yes.
the reform on traffic depends on strict enforcement and issuance of driving license.
Yes.
Today you can buy a driving license.
Yes.
So if you buy a driving license, you won't know the rules.
Yes.
You know, for example, in a roundabout, Delhi mein roundabouts, if you are getting into a roundabout, what does the law say? Do you just get into it,
No,
or
sir.
do you wait for the vehicle?
In India, it's just a free for all.
Exactly.
Sir, you go abroad, you see it's already the person who's there first, he gets the turn. And then when he clears the next. यहाँ तो कोई system नहीं.
You have to wait.
Following the
for
lane
the
and-
person,
Wait, yeah.
person in the roundabout has the right of way.
Yes, sir.
As a result, very good driving skills you develop.
Yes. Yes.
Keep on avoiding people.
And from a lane,
So providing indicators, time, and
you
following
have
the
to
rules.
wait. You have to right of way belongs to the person, to the car in the roundabout.
Yes, sir.
And from a lane, if you're getting into a main road, the vehicle in the main road has the right of way. You don't just get in.
Yes. Sir.
तो ये डिसिप्लिन चाहिए ना. Okay. Encroachments again, a bit of a defensive sort of attitude. You must. The idea is what I'm saying is just convey the proper message.
With conviction. Yes.
Okay. Web series, well, you were all right. Documentaries, you were all right. But know the competition.
Yes, sir.
अब ये तो सबको पता है. Which is the best documentary?
Yes, sir.
You know, which is the best song? But what was the competition? वहाँ थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है.
Yes, sir.
ये थोड़ा देख लो. On sedition law, Gaurav, I find you taking a rather non-liberal view. ये attitude भी ठीक नहीं. Sedition law आप कह रहे होना चाहिए.
So no, a more minor means the government has also said that we are trying to bring reforms and have suspended the
Government
implementation.
का तो ठीक है. But your view appeared to be slightly defensive. नहीं इसको, if we remove this, then there are going to be problems. There are going to be law and order issues. Be a bit more liberal in this. Of course, you don't want to follow Pakistan and say out with that.
Yes.
But then you have to take a conscious view that it must also be a bit liberal. Whether it is needed or not, actually you can take either view. But जो भी view लो, you have to be strong enough to defend it. Newspapers मैंने देखा आप नहीं पढ़ रहे हो, ऊपर से पढ़ रहे हो. So Gaurav, what we recommend is that between now and 8th of May,
Yes, sir. Third
8th of
list.
you have a month, more than a month. You identify 100 topics.
Okay.
100 topics, divide them into issues, into questions, write down answers. Questions कैसे? I'm telling you anticipated questions. What questions do you anticipate from your DAF, from current affairs the last 2-3 months, and from your subjects?
Yes, sir.
Anticipate questions.
Okay.
DAF में तो most of my questions were from your DAF. Anticipate ये पूछ सकते, and write short answers.
Okay.
If you write long answers, you won't be able to revise. Bullet points.
Yes.
Okay? Or then governance 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir. Points and examples.
Points करोगे तो revise करोगे.
Yes.
Possible है. अगर लंबे answer लिखोगे, how will you revise?
Yes.
So do that, and believe me, if you do this exercise well, at least 2-3 questions will come where you are thoroughly prepared,
Okay.
if
sir.
not more.
Yes, I'll do that. Sir.
Okay, so don't worry. This is how many mocks have you done?
So 5 mocks I've given.
अभी mock मत करो.
Okay.
पहले तैयारी कर लो. You can do it after 10-15 days.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because if you go with this level of preparedness, you will get the same feedback.
Yes.
है ना? थोड़ा अभी 10-12 घंटे पढ़ो.
Okay, sir.
And then do a mock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Gaurav, I generally mostly asked you opinion-based questions.
Yes.
All the 3, in fact, were opinion-based. What is your opinion on solving unemployment, universal basic income, and sedition law? And according to me, you are quite okay. Your opinion was okay, but expression could have been far better.
Yes.
Say universal basic income when I mentioned it. And you mentioned that for farmers and for unemployed people, and it is okay. But when I say universal basic income, so you have to comment on the universal basic income. You commented on the targeted basic income. Once you name a section like farmer or unemployed youth, it is targeted.
Okay.
So that means you didn't listen the question carefully. Listening is very important. You have to say that whether universal basic income is a good, what are the good points if you think, and what are the disadvantages if you think so. 1, 2, 3, that's all.
Okay.
And then how to solve unemployment. I gave you a very unconventional way of solving unemployment. It is difficult, of course, to think immediately on such matters. Think on your feet. Then, say I asked you, reduce the number of hours.
Yes.
In fact, to some extent, this is the solution. There is no other way. Because if technology is taking over the production,
Yes.
there is nothing wrong in, okay, let the machines produce. And then the people have some more leisure time.
Okay. Yes.
What is wrong about it?
So, but if we say like, we might have a question like, won't it also reduce the productivity
Why?
for an individual?
Well, machines are taking, for individual, okay, even now there is no meter to find out what I work in a day, I get only that much.
Okay.
Different people get different amount for the same work, isn't it?
Yes,
Right.
but certain work.
A private company engineer works.
Yes.
They pay 25,000 also, and they pay 50,000 also,
Yes.
and they pay 1 lakh also,
Yes.
and 5 lakh also.
Yes.
Mr. Gaurav, this is the view. Consider this view, and then
Yeah.
you have to respond accordingly.
You respond
Whether
properly.
you support it or you don't support
Yeah.
it, because I find even now you are hesitant. कि इसको माने के ना माने. So you be very clear.
You are thinking as if you are the owner of a business. If you think from that standpoint, that means then of course it is there that less number of hours, less amount of work and all that, I have to pay more and all.
Okay.
So, but you see that national perspective, think of it.
Frame your view.
So should we take one side and then means would that be okay?
If you feel that there is some negative after, there are some positive and there is negative also, you tell them this is useful in this way. However, there is some lacuna in this. This is my opinion.
Okay. Sir.
So
It can also be a trap.
Yes.
ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए. You can be very, you have to be very careful.
Yes. Yes.
we didn't ask you your on tracking and traveling, I think.
So I feel.
Sir asked, then it is fine. So then I found that you need to work little hard. And as Chairman Sir has pointed out, you should remain very relaxed person.
Yes.
आप थोड़ा ज़्यादा वाइब्रेट ज़्यादा करते हैं.
Okay.
Means shaking and sometimes showing that you are feeling that as if, as you said that I feel that question may become wrong, or how, whether it is a complete answer question or not. It is not a question answer session. It is basically we are seeing how do you react to the question. That is the trait of a personality for a civil servant, that he is cool and calm, relaxed, and if he doesn't know, he says that I am not aware of it or I don't recall it.
Okay.
What do you say when in your house? When your parents say that, okay, you bring that thing that is in that room. Let us say your father says, bring my watch, and you don't find it. Do you feel nervous in telling that I
No,
didn't
sir.
find it?
No, sir.
So why do you feel nervous here in the interview? Fact is better than excuses.
Yes.
So go ahead like that and be relaxed. That is the basic thing. Take it as a conversation
Yes.
and not as an interrogation. So you need to update on your opinion-based questions and need to remain relaxed. That is my feedback to you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Gaurav,
Yes, sir.
you have to do a lot of work.
Yes.
You are a good candidate, but unfortunately you're far from ready. Luckily you have enough time. 8th of May is still quite time. It's quite some time away. So you have to now work in a planned, systematic manner for the UPSC personality test.
Yes.
Personality. First of all, your level of awareness has to go up. Secondly, your confidence has to go up. quite a few times during your interview you were giving signs through body language that you're getting nervous, shaking your head and, visibly giving the impression that your confidence level was sinking because you were not able to answer questions. And I had to tell you, stay calm. Okay. Now, the interaction could be on issues relating to your DAF. It could be on general knowledge.
Yes.
It could be on current affairs.
Current affairs.
So I tried to cover many of these issues, these aspects in my interaction. I asked you first, what's the difference between a High Commissioner and an ambassador?
Yes.
And you correctly said that High Commissioners, the ambassadors in Commonwealth countries are designated as High Commissioners. But then you went on to say, like the High Commissioner, to England we have High Commissioner. It's not just to England. Look, you have to be careful in your expression. It's the High Commissioner to the United
Kingdom.
We talked about some current affairs related things. There was this news report that Turkey has backstabbed India.
Yes.
Go and read about this. But in a nutshell, we gave a lot of assistance to Turkey in terms of Operation Dost, and a few days later, they raised the Kashmir issue and took a pro-Pakistan position at the UN Human Rights Council meeting in Geneva. So read about this.
Okay.
You were unaware. We spoke about recent high-level visits to India. And Gaurav, to my horror, you didn't know about the visits of the Japanese Prime Minister, the Australian Prime Minister. And this month itself, I asked this month, the Japanese, the Australian, the Italian Prime Minister who came on the 1st. And she said that Modi is the most popular leader in the world.
Okay.
And the German Chancellor is the same as the Prime Minister.
Yes.
So these were very high-level visits, plus the G20 foreign ministers meeting.
Yes.
Then we spoke about, of course, the G20 meetings, and you referred to the one in Mumbai, but even the foreign ministers meeting you were not aware of, which was really surprising, which means that you haven't really followed current affairs. We talked about then public administration, the issue of whether it produces only managers or leaders. You have to think and give a good answer, because it is often said that what is public administration? It only produces managers. It doesn't produce leaders. But take a view and defend your position. But in any case, who heads the whole administrative system? The Prime Minister. You've been to the Indira Gandhi University. I can pick on any word from your DAF and ask you a question. I asked you about Prime Ministers of India. You floundered. But what is more important is that you started getting nervous. You were not able to answer, you're not able to recall, instead of just saying, I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall, which is okay. But you were then giving him the impression that you're collapsing under the pressure. And then I spoke to you about Teachers' Day. Why? Because your father's profession is teaching.
Yes.
And there again, you came under a lot of nervousness. You said it's on the birthday of Sir C.V. Raman, Dr. C.V. Raman, which is a howler. Say, I'm not able to recall. Better, but to give a totally wrong answer is something that goes against you. So, Gaurav, you have work to do.
Yes, sir.
Don't run around doing mocks here and there. Action plan for you. Focus on current affairs, follow the newspapers daily. Identify topics on which you do some more detailed preparation, careful preparation. I'll give you a list of topics pertaining to current affairs. You can enlarge it, but this is the basic list that you have to work with, and you take this paper with you and pick it up and you go, okay, ले लो. ये जैसे रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर G20 ये सब, ये तो टॉपिक वाइज आप प्रिपेयर करो. करंट अफेयर्स तो फॉलो करो ही, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, यू नो, बट टॉपिक वाइज प्रिपेयर like you do on a subject, because these are issues on which you can be asked.
Yes.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Gaurav,
Yes.
I think you are a good candidate, polite, pleasant, honest, everything is going for you. But avoid this, abortive answers. You start and you then say, I don't know, sir.
Okay.
You start and you then say, I don't know, sir. So, pause, Give a 2-3 seconds pause. Think over what you want to say. What is the answer? Do you know it or don't know it? And if you don't know it, don't give.
Okay.
Many times you are giving the answer, then you say, sir, I don't know. Okay, so be careful of that.
Yes.
All right. Give only what you know. If you don't know, just say, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware. All right. Now, I asked you a few questions. DG Yatra.
Yes, sir.
Read up on that. It's already working in Delhi and other places. And then also read something on the, since traveling you have mentioned, Char Dham is going to start. What are the protocols? What has happened in Joshimath and all that. See what are the, how to balance traveling with managing our ecosystem,
tourism,
our mountains and all that kind of thing. Some questions could be asked. Now, IAS, you are not yet an IAS, you don't know the system. So, whatever limited understanding as an outsider you have, you give some suggestion. Suggestions like there could be, now these are times for specialists.
Yes.
So we have this lateral system
Lateral system.
that can be pushed ahead.
Pushed.
Maybe some mid-level appraisal system
Yes.
where if people want to exit, why keep them into it?
Yes. After period.
You are only giving as an outsider, you don't know the system very well.
Yes.
So you say this as an outsider, whatever limited I understand, these can be given.
You also may not agree with this.
Yeah.
This complete destruction of the IAS
Yeah.
by Subbarao.
Yeah. So that is his view.
Yes.
I may not agree. Well, partly yes, but I don't agree with this wide brush.
This is a sweeping statement. So
Okay.
Subbarao thoda. I know him, my batch thoda. ध्यान से इसकी बात सुनो.
So you have a right to have take a more balanced judgment. He is giving his biasness
Opinion.
of 40 years.
It's his view, may not be your view.
But there is scope for improvement. If someone asks you, some things can be done on this with your limited, because you are an outsider.
Yes.
Don't understand the system. All right. So always be careful. Don't give any sweeping statement. And more transparency,
Yes.
integrity, use of technology,
Technology.
both in the working level professionally and personally. Even if you look at today's paper, there are certain guidelines by the Ministry of Personnel about IAS officers posting, dealing in shares
You have to
and all
report
that
it.
kind
Yes.
of. Now, transparency is always a very big check on integrity and all this problem. Now, badminton, you are correct. Thomas Cup.
Yes.
Thomas Cup is an all-round showcasing doubles, singles,
and
reverse singles,
reverse single.
women, men.
Yes.
It shows that we have a very good, strong foundation.
Foundation.
That's the key. All right. Then India-US challenge. One is the economy.
Yes.
We are talking about taking a bilateral trade to 500 billion. It's not happening.
Yes.
So we need to push for that now. In that they want us to open our economy. We don't want to do it. These are the issues. Data privacy issues are there.
Yes.
Because this is a digital economy now. So data is the oil.
Yes.
So these are issues. Then we also have the problem of strategic autonomy. We don't want to get close to any country. Okay, and we want multi-alignment.
Yes.
So that is also a challenge in vis-a-vis the US. We can't go too close
Yes.
for all historical reasons and all that kind of thing. All right. Then what I would, then Article 324, appointment
Of election.
and the tenure should be same as the Supreme Court. Tenure also.
Okay.
Okay. He cannot be removed. At the moment he can be removed. Election
Yes.
Commission.
Yes. After
Chief Election Commissioner not, but Election Commission.
election commission.
Okay. So read up on that, and I would suggest that pick up, as Sir said, 60, 70 issues
Issues.
and bullet points note and see what is the issue, what is the problem, what are the challenges, what are the solution to those issues, and what is your opinion. And you must bring forward your opinion in a structured, brief, nuanced, sharp, very briefly. Okay? And if you do that, I'm sure you can do much better than what you have done today.
Yes.
And you have the potential, and I'm sure you can succeed. You have the time,
Yes, sir.
make best use of it.
Okay, sir.
Gaurav, any questions you have from us?
Uh, So yes, so regarding the same, if we have to like, for example, the question on D. Subbarao, if we have to reject it, so but in
No,
how?
don't reject it. Be
Means-
polite. Says, well, maybe it's his view, but it's painting the entire community of the IAS with one brush.
Okay.
No one community is all bad. There is no all black, all white. There are shades of grey.
Yes.
So yes, there are certain areas which need to be focused on, but it is, in my opinion, unfair to say that the IAS has failed in A, B, C. That's a view level. Moderate view level.
Okay.
But don't reject it. But use language properly.
Okay. So and also with respect to like for example, the question you asked on governance. So like, should I have to give a proper definition or a textbook definition or something which could have just fulfilled the context of that? Means the question on you asked on what was governance. We have issues with
What do you understand with governance?
You can paraphrase it. You can paraphrase it.
Paraphrase. Google kar lo. There are so many suggestions you will come up with governance.
Yes, sir. But
Pick up some 2-3 areas. That's all.
okay.
You can say in your own words, but the sense should come.
Yes.
Complete sense should come.
Okay.
Second, administrative reforms recommendations, you see that.
Okay.
In that, this also is there. What is governance?
Okay. Sir.
Mr. Moily, done by Mr.
Veerappa
Moily.
Muni, yes, sir.
Anything else?
I know, sir.
All the best.
So I'll work upon these issues and yes.
हाँ प्लीज करो आप उसके बाद do another after 10-15 days.
Yes.
पहले तैयारी करो.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.